Hi, everybody. My name is Iriolua Roberts, and I welcome you to today's episode of Celebrity Special on Waka Canada. Today, we have with us one of our finest, beautiful, let me use that word, comedian in Toronto in our studio. Is no other person than Rich White.
Ta-da!
It's comedy after all, so we
Yeah.
have to make it fun. Thank you, Rich White, for coming on our show today. We
Thank you.
are really delighted to have you with us.
Thank you for having me. I'm also very delighted to be here. Yeah, it's my pleasure to be here. I'm
I,
excited, as you can see already.
I know, and I know like weekends are always like you guys' busiest days, so we really appreciate you for making our time to be here with us. So we're not going to take much of your time. We just want to answer some questions I'll be having about you, Jay's flow. So you don't have to be uptight, just relax and have fun because this is Celebrated Special Waka Canada.
Yeah.
So, our first thing is Rich White. Can you just tell us, give us a brief introduction about you? I know Rich White is not your name, it's just
Okay.
your stage name. So, I'm sure a lot of people want to at least know your real name, a little bit about you. So,
You'll permit me to break protocol here. I really want to compliment you guys for the wonderful job you guys are doing. When I walk in here, I could see, people that are serious and your vision is plain. Like anybody that is serious minded will know that you guys are in for business. So I want to thank you guys for me. It's a platform and it's an opportunity. So thank you very much, Waka Canada, for having me, MC Rich White.
You're welcome.
Now back to the question. Yeah, my name is MC Rich White. Usually I used to go by the name Big White. Before I came up with the name Big White, I wasn't that big. So I gave myself Big White because among my peers, I was like looking big. So I noticed that the big started walking. I just started adding weight from 82, 85, 90, 95. I say, So when I ask somebody, they say, your name will determine your personality. I say, you for don't tell me since. That was how I did my rebranding and I came about Rich White. Because now I'm big enough. So it's the riches now that I want to attract. So Rich White is actually my stage name. But my official names are Albert, Albert, Carlo, because my grandfather sold many of his brothers to slavery. So they now changed his name from Chukwuemeka to Albert. Albert is not my native name. It's the slave name given to my grandfather. So my native last name is now Carlo. So my name is Albert, slave name, Carlo, my father's father. Even me, I've confused you. Yeah, I'm confused. No, but my names are Albert Carlo, for short.
So where is Rich White from originally?
Originally, people find it difficult to believe. I'm from the eastern part of Nigeria, Abia State to be precise. But I was born and brought up in Lagos State. Yeah.
That's good. So when did you migrate to Canada?
The migration story, I migrated in my mind. I'm trying to tell you when I migrate. This migration thing doesn't just happen only in the physical.
Okay,
The
start
physical,
dreaming.
okay, because in my mind, when I started seeing the way Obasanjo was leading the country in 1999 to 2000, I say, oh my darking or jackpot. So from there, I started preparing. But actually, I left Nigeria to the United States of America when I had some small issues in Nigeria in 2017, June 13. Then on the 24th of November 2018, I came to Canada. So I came into Canada 2018, November 22nd.
So give and take, maybe like going to 5 years?
Yeah, 5 years, to be precise. Going to 5 years.
That's nice. So back home in Nigeria, what were you doing like before you came to Canada?
Yeah, that's an interesting question. Back home, for those of you that know me from back home, ask my brothers and my family members and top comedians like them Didon, them Egos. I was a comedian from back home in Nigeria. But the problem was, I call it the problem, I distinguished myself from the every other comedian because there was just a lot of unseriousness attached to the job. A lot of comedians were on TVs and they cannot pay their bills. I wasn't on TV, but I was doing very well. So I major on hosting events, but I'm also a comedian. So I was an MC comedian back home. And I was doing corporate jobs and I was making good money. Then when I'm not doing the MC comedian, as an Igbo man by birth, I'll be doing business. Yoruba people call it baranda. Think about Tamoto, I will help them
To
sell.
sell.
Then think about Ramoto, I'll still help them to buy until I made enough money to have cars that are mine in my parking lot that I'm selling.
Wow, your Yoruba is so fluent. Like in my wildest dream, I don't think if they ask me, I would say, damn, no way. But it's so fluent. Like, is it because you lived in Lagos or you have any relative or any kind of connection?
Actually, the Lagos part I lived in, our formal language was Yoruba because I lived in Ikotu Egbe when Ikotu was still Egbe.
Yeah, I know.
That was in the 90s. So we speak Yoruba as our lingua franca. So there was no way I would have escaped on that. In fact, I even lost some of the touch of Yoruba that I had when I gained admission to the university because I had to now learn how to speak Igbo when I was 18, 19. So there was a clash of language on my head, learning to speak Igbo and learning to do away with the Yoruba language. Then coming for the day back into Yoruba and do away, of a Dauri Miru. But but we thank God, we thank God. We are here, we have come.
So since you got to Canada, like, did you just start your MC or your comedy job, or you did something else before you now thought of, oh, it's time for me to pick up my MC job thing, or rather, do you have a 9-to-5 job before you dropped it for MC?
To be very frank with you, when we came into Canada, entertainment was not what it is right now. I don't need to paint anything. I'll call a spade a spade. I came into Canada and the country was very boring for me. Yeah, but before I left the US, I did some couple of jobs. So when I came, there was this referral. This guy is coming from the US, he's coming to Toronto, if you guys need him. But I found out that parties were not paying attention to the host. They were only paying attention to makeup artists and people tying gele so that they can look good in pictures. So when we came, we changed the narratives. How did we get to do this? The opportunities we have to host events, we made them see that there's really professional hosts to an event that can bring every of your planning together and execute it in a way that it will be brilliant, thoughtful, and outstanding. So I'm one of the pioneers, I could beat my chest to say, that changed the narrative of events in terms of MC comedy in Canada, Ontario, to be precise. So we walk the walk. So I was doing a 9-to-5 because then they couldn't afford to pay as much as they could pay now. So I was doing a 9-to-5 working with a construction company that is a subcontractor to Toronto City. So I worked my way to becoming a supervisor. And then when the comedy stuff started picking very well, I withdrew completely into my own personal business. So I do work for myself right now. I'm not working for anybody. Entertainment or whatever it is, I'm just independent. Thanks to the entertainment industry right now in Canada, we are no longer big. We are rich. Rich white.
So I will, from what you just said now, you're telling me now that the comedy thing here in Toronto is enough for people to say, oh, this is what I want to do full time. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, to be frank, there's no amount of money that is enough. So I will not be fair to tell you that is enough for you to stick with MC. But MC is enough to pay your bills. But how much are the needs around you that you want to meet up with determines on whether you stay with the MC or you do other things. I tell people, Canada is the only country where the Prime Minister has a second job. Everybody in Canada is doing 2 jobs. I have booked Uber before a policeman came with police car to come and pick me. I told the man, I said, sir, I didn't call police, it's Uber. He said, my brother, I'm supposed to go home, but as I on my app, now this thing come, I just pick it. I forgot I've not changed my car. I saw I got cancel. He said, cancel where? You want them to drop my rating? Come and see me begging police. The man was begging me, I was begging. This country, in this country, I've seen somebody that they gave food from Tim Hortons, and the person underwent this. And the man was saying that under Tim Hortons, he said the thing crashed, and he said, Uber Eats crash with DoorDash. The guy carried DoorDash food, go and give Uber Eats customer. They are in court. They are in court. This country. Nobody have one job. All of us is two jobs. So if you want to do one job, you're on your own. Prime Minister has 2 jobs. Who am I?
Why not to have 2 jobs? I see. So, generally speaking, based on the comedy thing coming up right now? Because I've gone to, some couple of shows. I've been to events whereby we have some people anchor the events as per MC, master of ceremony. Is it the same thing? Like master of ceremony and comedy MC.
No.
Is it the same thing?
They are two different.
Okay.
They are two different things.
Okay.
But the thing is that they are complementary.
Okay.
But the advantage that we have is that we can function as both. So I can function as an MC comedian. Some people are strictly comedian, they cannot MC. There are some people are very good with MC, they cannot do the comedy part. I'll give you a good example. The guy that hosts the Big Brother show is an MC.
Okay.
What's his name again? Ebuka is an MC. The guy that hosts Frank Edowo is an MC. Even though he's funny, he's an MC. Teddy Babyface is an MC comedian. You see why I bring Teddy Babyface? So that you don't just think that it's only people that are wearing suits is MC, then you don't want to wear polo is comedian. No. It's your job discretion that determines. Teddy Babyface can host a corporate event and bring humor. Frank Edowo can host a corporate event and call somebody to bring humor. Ebuka will host the corporate event, they will need Akpororo or they will need Agodai or Acapella to bring humor. But Big White, I will host and I will bring the humor. So two in one package. But people don't understand that. They say, is it not to talk? Mommy teach that I can talk in our church now. Let her come and talk for you. What is talk that you want to pay? If you say something wrong in somebody's party, you can't take it back. That's how expensive words are. So you're not just paying for the person to come and talk. It's for the person to come and talk correctly. Pacify the people, massage their ego, give them comfort and safe landing. Let them enjoy the atmosphere. Even when it's not supposed to be enjoyable, you cover a lot of lapses. Yeah. Whether food is there or not, whether DJ is playing well or not, whether the celebrant is changing or not changing, nobody knows all this. The MC is just there making things flow. There's synergy. That's true. It's a lot of work. In your mental head, a lot of things is going on. But in your face, you are smiling. You carry the load. So they pay for the load. That's the load they are paying for. So it's two different things.
Okay, another thing that I keep wondering about is, like I said, we have lots of comedians right now. And I know technically in all industries, like in all aspects of world, be it banking and everything, there's always competition, there's always one thing or the other. How is the relationship like amongst your fellow comedians with you? How do you maneuver your way without, I know there's always a carcass thing, one place or the other thing. So how do you balance it around every one of your colleagues without looking like you're being on this side more than this side? Or
if there's a carcass, I don't know. Everybody that's a comedian in this city, I roll with them. But there's need for us to draw lines. The line is what's going to help us know what we can take and what we cannot take. Then the good thing about comedy is like music. There is no how Davido will sing. He will not sing Wizkid kind of music. Wizkid will still be Wizkid. There is no how Wizkid will sing. He will not sing Asake. So the variety and the spice lies in how we deliver our job. So we have in this city other comedians, and the preference of the need of the people determines on what they want for the particular event. There are some clients that will need the done, and there are some of their events they will need me. The same client. Then there's some clients that in some event they will need MC Morris, and there are some clients in the event they will need MC Firstborn. It depends on the client and their need, because what we are giving unto them is services. So when they look at their need, they look at the services we render, then they can pick. There's no competition. There's no... The ground is big enough. Everybody is doing well for themselves. We cannot come and kill ourselves and die and run away.
So, Rich White, if you're not a comedian, if you're not doing this part of your hobby job, what will you have been doing?
Two things.
Okay.
Let me clear my throat.
Okay.
I would have been number one, a pastor. Yeah, because when I was growing up, I'm this church person and I started my comedy from church. So if I wasn't doing comedy, I would have been a pastor or an actor, because I love acting.
Tell us more, because I know.
I have acted, though.
See, nobody knew. Like, I don't think anybody knows that about you.
You know Flakis, that Yoruba actress.
Eh.
I've done a movie with her. I've done with Faith Abalogun. I've done with Yemi Fash. I've done with all of them.
Serious?
Go and watch Ayodale. Watch my Yoruba will not be very clear if I want to call this other name. Oyini Koro, the bitter part of honey. I did a movie like that.
Goodness.
I've done like 5 movies in Nollywood. They're on YouTube. But you will not see Rich White too.
You will see the
You will see
the two whites.
semi big white. So if you don't look very well, you know I'm the one in those movies.
Wow.
Yeah, I really love acting. I chased acting as a career before the good thing about comedy is you get paid instantly. Acting, you build a career, then you now start reaping the royalty. So me, I prefer the instant thing. Why the royalty is coming along with it, you know. So, but I would have been a pastor or an actor.
And also, I wanted to ask, you know, a lot of people will come and be like, oh, they have somebody that they were looking up to that made them decide, or that allowed them to now feel like, oh, this is what they want to do, like kind of mentor or anything. So in your part of the industry, who would you say, oh, this person is like someone I look up to, like my mentorship, or do you have a mentor?
Okay, I will put it this way so that it comes out to my people clearly. I did not consciously see anybody as a mentor, as a comedian.
Okay.
Comedy came to me naturally. Like I just know people just be telling me, my son is doing birthday, come and do the MCU. You know you can talk. That's how it started. As early as 1995, 96. So when I got to the university, unelected director of socials, DOS. But over time, 2 people helped my career, and I always say that. One of them is Egos. And Egos is having his event in Toronto.
Yeah, September
3rd.
Yeah.
Egos told me something. He said, you are a good storyteller. But me, I know I'm funny. But I never thought of it that in my comedy, I tell stories. You know? Then, when I met the Don, and I saw how you can really tell the story and play with the element and exaggerate some of the action part of the story and stretch it. So I learned that from the Don. So I called the Don my boss, and I called Egos my mentor. Wow. Because that what Egos said to me helped me discover I'm in this city. I can proudly and boastfully say I'm the comedian with the most of comedy material. I will put it there, take it to court or anywhere. My brain, every day, like anything I can beat, like this one I said about 2 jobs and the police. I have different comedy material for different audience. If it is with children, I have the series with myself and my son. The adventure of Jeremiah and his father. If I enter that one, 2 hours, we are going. I have my migration story. How I travel from US to Canada. Father, we give you thanks. If I give you my experience of when I was looking for jobs, so all of my comedy are true life stories. So I will magnify it. So anything I think of, I can bring out the material out of it. Other people have their own plus. I'm not discrediting them. But I'm just saying based on me and what I know about myself, I have the most of materials. So I can do 50 shows and I will not repeat my jokes. I can beat my hand to my chest. The only way you do, just help me tell me this one you have cracked it before I'll give you something else. Yeah.
So who is your favorite artist?
Actor or musician?
Both.
Okay, you see, for my favorite Nigerian artist, this person mentored me unconsciously. And it's his music that I use to fight depression, stress. You know, I often see people, they ask them your favorite artist and they name an artist. Me, I'll be asking myself, why are they calling those artists? Now I understand how it feels. It's only somebody that have touched your life and that have blessed you that you can call that they are your best artist from Nigeria. My favorite music artist from Nigeria is Emmanuel Benjamin. It's called Eben. The guy that sang We Go Dey, he still sang Victory Dance. Aye, God has been all on my head. I love that guy's music so much that I cram all his songs because I can use the words from that song to go through any stress in life. I can use it to thank God, I can use it to pray, and I can use it to exalt my spirits. So it's my favorite artist. So boss, Eben, wherever you are, Rich White, they send message across you. You're still my number one.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
So rounding it up, I don't know, is there anything cooking? Is there anything upcoming something.
Something is cooking, oh.
They should be looking out for.
Yes, last year we gambled, and I had my first comedy special in Hamilton. People told me, why did you choose Hamilton? They don't do so in Hamilton, no. Hamilton people don't come out, they pay. But the show was a sold out. Because I have a pressing vision in my mind that I want to carry out in Hamilton. So I chose the family weekend. So this family weekend again, we are coming out. People have started talking, why don't you bring it to the GTA? No, we are not doing, we are doing HTA, Hamilton TA, now they do. So we're having it February the 17th, family weekend, and it's a family comedy show. So it's not just going to be stand-up comedy only, there'll be activities and game, and there'll be prize to be won. So I want to make sure that every family is always looking forward to the family weekend because I will be making sure it's memorable for them. So all families around Guelph, Kitchener, Waterloo, Waterdown, Hamilton, Oakville, and Burlington, they should join us February the 17th, 2024, as we create and make history again with Rich White live in Hamilton, the Emperor Edition. Because money don't come now. The money don't show now. I don't keep some for you. I keep some for you. You know, go so far, rara.
Oh my goodness.
Anything I do now for me and you.
It's been nice having you. So
Thank you very much.
To close it up, what of advice to anyone aspiring to come into your field? What word of advice do you have for them?
Any field you want to go into, consistency is the key to success. Don't stop. The more you do it, the more you get better.
Yes.
The more it gets tougher, the closer you are to your success. Mm-hmm. Don't stop. Don't stop. The only way you can stop is when you don't believe in it. If you believe in it, don't let anybody stop you. Be the only one to stop yourself. It's a time waster for me to start something and stop. How many do you want to? How old are you going to live before you die? You've tried music, you've tried dancing, only you want to come. Whatever it is you want to do, in consistency and in discipline, there's always result. Even if it is the wrong thing, do it consistently, you get good result from your wrong thing. Yeah. Do the right thing, so just be consistent. Choose something that gives you peace, that you know even when you are not paid doing it, you'll be happy.
Yeah, sure.
Whether comedy, whether music, whether writing, whether PSW. Just...
Oh my goodness. You know what, viewers? At this point, I think I would like to round up on this note because if I keep going with Rich White, we would never leave here. Thank you so much for coming on our show. We really appreciate it. And thank you for cracking me up. I think I need air to breathe right now.
And thank you, Waka Canada, for having me.
Thank you so much.
You guys are the best, like I said earlier. And I appreciate this platform and this opportunity.
Thank you. All right, viewers, we have come to the end of today's episode of Celebrity Special. Till we meet again, I would always bring you one of your finest celebrity on our show. Till then, do have a good day. Thank you.